Hey guys, welcome along to the latest edition of UKPW Insider. I am Ross Briffitt, and today I am joined by 20 plus year veteran Muscles Mansfield.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
So, were you always a fan of wrestling?
Yes, absolutely. I was always a fan of wrestling ever since I was I'd say when the days of World of Sport was on the television back in the 80s when I was a kid. When I saw Big Daddy, Giant A-Stacks, and then Finlay, and that. So that was the characters I remember when the World of Sport was on. And then suddenly it went off the air, and I didn't understand why because I was so young. And then when I was at school, secondary school, everyone was talking about WrestleMania 6, Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan. I wondered what's all the fuss about with this. A friend of mine showed me the Royal Rumble, 1991. Fell in love with the WWE. Can I say WWF now? Or
yeah.
not? To say WWE.
I was going to say, if not, it'll get edited out. So.
Yeah, but it's true what Bobby Heenan. When I refer back to the WWF, it's the Bobby Heenan quote, isn't it? In his Hall of Fame speech, because when he was in the WWF, you had two bulldogs, you had a moondog, you had what else did you have? You had a Birdman, you had a serpent, you had a dragon, like you had the Jake the Snake Roberts, and then to top it off, you had the gorilla doing commentary with the weasel. But that was a great speech. What I loved about Bobby Heenan, he was one of my heroes.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, if not one of, I'd say he was the best manager.
Absolutely, he was. Great mic man, stick man, as we call him.
So, how did you actually get into it?
Hold on, hang on. How did I get into it? So I managed to get into wrestling. As I said, I was a fan of it, and then was watching the WWF or WWE when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and then I was off sick from school. I wasn't well, and I saw there was a program called The Big Breakfast on Channel 4, and I saw Hammerlock School of Wrestling being advertised on there. Said to my dad and my mum, I says, "This is what I really, really want to do. I want to go for it." Jotted down a number, or tried to get a pen and paper, couldn't get the number, jot down a number, and then my dad saw a clipping in the Kent Messenger paper. So I got the clipping from there, rang the number, Andre Baker, and the rest is history as we go from there. So I started in 1993. It was the April 1993 it was. And my first session, it was Dean Ayers was there, Alex Shane was there. I can't remember who else was there. Might have been Doug as well.
Yeah. There's some names.
Yeah. So it all started in 1993, and then later on down the line, I met through Hammerlock. Then I met Justin Richards. He came along. Me and Justin are still good friends now. I don't know how I put up with him really, because the man I'll get at times, but no, he's an absolute diamond. I couldn't change him for the world. And then who else came through the door? Then later on, he had Jody Fleisch came through, Johnny Storm came through. So like Guy Thunder, there was a wrestler called Guy Thunder. Danny Garnell came through. Johnny Moss was through the door. Fergal Devitt, Finn Balor came through. Just years later, it's just I'm just still trying to keep in there and hang in there with the great young talent that's coming through.
So, did you have Scott Parker for the Hammerlock Scott?
Solid gold, Scott Parker.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yes. With his long hair, wouldn't it be? Me and Justin. I mean, a lot of people, right, which I don't understand, which I tend to think, okay, it's just nothing of. They say a lot of their first matches were with me and Justin as a tag. Because me and Justin always used to tag up with each other. And it was the best losing tag team in Hammerlock history, and we're proud of that because we love to lose. Remember, Andre said to us once, "Oh, you're going to win tonight." I says, "No, we're not. What do you mean? You always lose. He says, exactly. We enjoy it.
But I was going to ask this later on, actually, but I'll ask it now. Tell us about the Hammerlock Horseman.
The Hammerlock Horseman. Ah, okay. The Hammerlock Horseman. Right, so we was doing tours. Like, it was like week-long tours at times when the kids were off school, and we used to do like week-long tours throughout in Hammerlock as well. And the Hammerlock Horseman came about where there was me, Dean, Justin Richards, and Mike White. Yeah, we was all in that group. And we was up against the Hammerlock the Hammerlock Click. Sorry, it was the Hammerlock Click, which comprised of Johnny Storm, Robbie the Rocker Thomas, and I may believe it was Alex Shane at the time. We was always in competition. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how the Hammerlock Horseman came about, because we were so tight knit and they were so tight knit. We think, hang on, let's take this a bit further, and it was just natural because we all got on so well, and the four of us just became that we were known as the Hammerlock Horseman.
Yeah, cause I saw a picture from Dean Ayers actually, and I think you were doing something outside of wrestling, and he had the caption Hammerlock Horseman reunion.
Yeah. We just that's what we just dubbed ourselves as, the Hammerlock Horseman, because we fitted. We all liked the Horsemen because we knew they were a good. They were a good tight group. Because the Horsemen was known as they would like being tight and look out for each other.
Yeah.
Me, Mike, Dean, and Justin are so tight with each other. We called ourselves the Hammerlock Horseman. We just dubbed ourselves the Hammerlock Horseman. Don't know which one of the horsemen we were portraying. Perhaps I might have been the fair one with the robe. Justin may have been the Ian Anderson because he's always carried my bags. Maybe, I don't know.
I would love that if he watches this back.
Yeah, well, he will. He'll say, "You bloody git."
So, who would you say your favourite wrestler is? Go for British first of all, and then overall.
Currently, or all in all?
All in all.
Right. So my favourite British wrestler, I would say, it's a difficult one, but my favourite British wrestler. You got me there. There's so many to choose from. It's hard to pick one out.
Have you got any current ones at the minute?
What current favourite British wrestler?
Yeah.
I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say Finn Balor, Fergal Devitt, because I know him, I knew him, so we always used to get on well. And that, so yeah, he's good. He's put himself out there. But again, there's so many. But that's my biased opinion. Is Fergal Devitt. But my favourite of the past, and all in all, I would say, favourite British wrestler. Come on, what would my favourite British wrestler would be? I would say it would be. Again, it doesn't have to be televised, is it? It's not.
No.
I would say Doug.
Doug Williams?
Doug Williams. I would say Doug Williams. He's a great ambassador for the British scene. He's done so well for himself, and it's a shame he's not been picked up by the WWE as a coach or anything like that, because he's got so much knowledge and he's so polite. You know. Yeah, he's just a gentleman.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I've actually worked on a show with him. A couple of shows actually.
Yeah.
And he really is the nicest guy.
He is an absolute gentleman. He's a genuine guy, you know. Yeah, he's a genuine fellow. He's just down to earth. You know, stardom doesn't go to his head whatsoever, and he just keeps it on a level playing field.
Yeah. So, what's your first memory and favourite memory of wrestling?
My first memory of wrestling, again, is the world of sport, when I saw Giant O-Stacks and Big Daddy. My favourite memory is when I saw Fergal Devitt appearing at WrestleMania for the first time. Because he was from Hammerlock and he's made it at WrestleMania. And I was watching that WrestleMania with Dean Ayers live. And me and Dean looked at each other and we were so proud where he came, because we knew where he started, where he came from, and he's made it to WrestleMania.
So, have you got any dream opponents from either UK or
So from the UK, again, there's so many I'd love to work with the UK. It's hard to pick one out. I mean, I've worked with like young Maverick Mayhew, which I had a cracking match with when he beat me for the title, for the inter-regional title. But as I said, there's so many I'd like to work with. I mean, again, I'd like to work with Jody Fleisch again, just because the years. I'd love to work with the talent in the WWE and NXT UK. You know, there's so many that I still want to work with. But again, it's my time that's elapsing so fast. You know, because I've been wrestling 27 years now. I'm starting to feel it a bit more. And I don't want my body to say that's it. I want to call it time for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's so much more I want to do.
Yeah, that leads on quite nicely, actually. What are some of the injuries that you've had in your career?
So injuries, I've been split open with a chair. That was Paul Beswick drop kicking a chair into my head, or Paul Vault. That was a pure accident, but that was one of an injury I had. I dislocated and fractured my right elbow, and popped clean out the socket. I was doing a Jeff Hardy move, like, you know, where he split the legs and I wasn't in the ring. As I come down, my hand come down before the rest of my body. And because it was on a hard mat as well, it wasn't inside the ring, it was a hard mat, it just popped clean out the socket, and then my elbow sort of went like that out of my skin. Not out of my skin, but you could see it protruding in your skin. And it was just hanging, and I was in agony for God knows how long. And then that was just after I come back from America when I done the 53rd anniversary show, the NWA one. Went out with Johnny Moss, Fergal Devitt, Paul Tracy. I was going
to ask you about that actually, but I'll do that in a second.
So am I preempting your questions?
Thank you.
And then the Anvil came over for a tour, and I still wanted to wrestle. And I said, no, you can't. It's only I can try and, you know what I mean? But, you know, so I couldn't. Wouldn't allow me. There you go.
But, yeah, so how did it feel to actually appear, like, on a show, on an NWA show?
That was so weird. It was so strange. Because, again, I was on an NWA show in America. First time I was in America. I'd love to go back. Given the opportunity, I'd love to go back and do something else. But it was so strange. And we actually we've done another show as well out there. With a wrestler called Vinny Viagra. But that was good. Where we were taking up, and I was taking up with Vinny Viagra, and he wanted to take a gimmick out, and I said, no, we don't need the gimmick because we was the heels. Like, a gimmick is like a foreign object. I said, no, we won't need that. And then we was taking up, we was going against Fergal and Paul Tracy, and the heat we got from that was great, you know. And Vinny Viagra says, I can't believe we got all that much heat without no foreign objects to be used. I said, well, that's how we do it back in England.
So, what are some of the funniest moments during matches for you?
The funniest moments during matches. One funny moment. I'm going to embarrass Mountain Stew here. So we had a finish, right? It was me and Mountain Stew going against Darryl Allen and Earl Black Jr. And the finish was Mountain Stew takes a bit of his drink, right? And somehow he's meant to spit it into my face, right? As an accident. But as I turned round, he was doing the bottle up and threw it down, and then the spit didn't cut, the actual spray didn't come into my face. And I thought, oh no. You know what I mean? If he watches this back, and I just sort of laughed. I thought, whatever could go wrong, that could go wrong. But it recovered it somehow. But that was quite funny. The other funny thing, me and Justin was tagging up again. It was down in Folkestone. And we was winding up the crowd, as you do, giving them heat. And this old lady was sitting on the front row. Justin come. Oh my God! She's got a brick in her handbag. I says, "Don't be so ridiculous." So I went and gave her some jip. she's hit me as well. And I says, my God, you were right. She's got a brick in her handbag.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. What other funny things there was there? I can't. You know what? There's been so many memories or so many incidents that may have been funny. It's just gone right out of my head. What other memories there is? There's only a few that stick out for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just my memory is absolutely shocking at times.
Oh, that last one though.
Yeah.
So, who do you reckon? Who pulled like the best ribs at shows?
The best ribs at shows. The best ribs at shows. I would say Johnny Storm was always a ribber.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember. And that's about it. I mean, I tried to avoid the ribs, you know, and I might have missed them because I was like busy concentrating doing something else. I don't know. When Andre was a good ribber, he sent Alex Shane out to a song called Little Willie. I don't know if you heard the song Little Willie. And then it was just like, oh my God, no. Oh, and also as well, I don't know if you know Mike Mendoza.
Sorry?
There was a wrestler called Mike Mendoza.
Heard of him.
Yeah, he looks like George of the Jungle at the time. Again, Andre lined up the song. He says, "We've got a perfect song for you. This is really," and I think he did play George of the Jungle when he was going out to a show, so he just had to go out to George of the Jungle, which is quite funny.
Oh dear. So, who's your closest friend in the industry?
My closest friend, Justin Richards. I mean, he's not in the industry no more, but I know. So I'd say that's still in the industry. Is Dean Ayers is my closest friend and confident that I can talk to about things, you know.
So, moving to UKPW.
Yes.
Is there anyone else? I think we sort of covered this earlier, but are there any challenges that you've got for any of the roster?
Oh yeah, there's so many I still want to work with the roster. I still want to work with loads of people there. Buff Broadside, he's a great character. So I'd love to do something with him. Because that'd be so easy to work with him, I suppose. I've seen his work and it's just so simple, so easy. I could do wonders with him. Who else would I want to work with? I work with Sid Minnelli again. Sid Minnelli, he's come on so well since I first worked with him, so I'd do something with him again. I like to work with Dow Jones even. Dow Jones is a great worker, he's a great heel. So if he ever crossed paths with me, then maybe he'll get a different side to me, you know. And work with Dow Jones. Again, his matches are so good and so planned out and so good, so well thought of. I like to work with him.
Yeah, he's got a great mind for the business, I'd say.
Yeah, great mind for the business, absolutely great mind for the business. But again, there's so many. Alexander Roth, I like to work with him again. I mean, all the talent on the UKPW roster is just growing, and it's just so pleasing to see that when Anton started it, and Dow Jones has taken that over. Hope he'll do Anton proud, which I'm sure he will do. Yeah, so there's so much talent in there that I still want to work with, and it is Kent based, and a Kent based promotion is like really special to me. As Hammerlock, it's a Kent based promotion, and that's my sort of home, if you know.
So
where Muscles was born.
So I know you've wrestled for UKPW for quite a while now, but what can the fans? Well, when we can finally go back to shows, what can fans expect from you?
They'll expect the same thing from me. Perhaps it might the character of Muscles Mansfield is going to get a little bit more edgier, a little bit more down to nitty gritty. So I will reach the top of UKPW and stay at the top because I want to be the guy. You know, whether they like me or they hate me, I want to be that guy. Hopefully, as well as time goes on, see how I feel. I may do my final match in UKPW. I don't know. Time will tell.
So we'll finish off with a bit of word association. First that comes to your head when I say these names. James Mason.
Great, absolutely great wrestler, great personality, great trainer, great coach. Love to work. I still haven't worked with him, and I want to work with him.
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm again, great character. Little shitbag at times because I know the funny side of him, but reminds me of a Del Boy with his boot fair stuff that he sells. But there you go. No, he's great again. Great friend, great friend of mine. Dana, legend, great friend of mine. Can't fault him. Closest friend to me in the business.
Yeah. Dale Jones.
Dale Jones, again, great mind for the business. Someone I want to work with in the future. Hopefully, I can do that, and he can arrange that, and that'll be absolutely blinding for me. See where we go from there. I hope he carries on doing what he's doing, and I hope he goes far with UKPW.
And finally, Maverick Mayhew.
Maverick, great little talent he is. He listens very well. Again, love to work with him. His family is great. Get on well with his family, and that they actually took time to give me a picture of me German suplexing him. So yeah, he's a great little talent and great little background, and hope he goes really far. And I know he's recently a father now, so congratulations to Maverick Mayhew.
Yep, indeed. Congratulations, Maverick. Yeah. It's scary how good he is at such a young age.
I know, yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. You know, he listens. Again, he's got his confidence is absolutely brilliant. I know when I first turned up to a show, at once, he shouted to me, he says, "Canadian Destroyer." I says, "Off."
Okay, Ross Briffitt, thanks for joining me on UKPW Insider.
No problem.
Look forward to seeing you when the shows can come back.
I can't wait because it's absolutely driving me nuts, and all I want to do is get back in the ring and get back in the UKPW ring and kick some ass.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, UKPW fans, look out. Muscles Mansfield is coming back with a vengeance. Just watch this space.
Brilliant. Thanks.